and then we'll just adjust the throttle, so to speak, on the flow control valve for what we see coming on the road. We can just get a nice light, even coating. The groove cleaner will do its job on the entry side and clean the road, and then we'll adjust how we do the flow. But this really, in case you're wondering, really isn't a discharge tube. You're not going to have grease coming out of it. The grease is going to come out that far, then I shut the pump off. Then we start the travel, and I open the pump back up. And it won't be coming back out of here anymore after that. It'll follow the road. Grease always follows the easiest path. Don't tighten these down before you clamp this thing onto the road. The holes right here are oversized for the bolts. So what'll happen is, if you go tightening this down on these scrapers, you can tighten them down so that the scraper's pushing too far that way. And you go to tighten it down, and it won't tighten all the way around the road, because it's hitting here first. So these are the last things you tighten. If you tighten them.
Got one hand off, Joey and Paul. And they were going to cut it. Everything else seemed off. We get it.
Now you know I wear the doctor gloves.
Yeah.
Alright, and then this thing just tightens down like a Christmas tree. Alright, and then get the thing pointed towards where the collar's going to be, and tighten it down like a Christmas tree. Now with these, you don't need to be taking a mallet to hit them and get them to shut. You just make sure the washer's in the right end. I hiked the rope yesterday with a set of calipers. Make sure, even though you got a list or something or a spec somewhere that says you got 32 millimeter rope or whatever, get a pair of calipers and mic the rope real quick. Because if you've got a rope that's a millimeter or two too big for the seal kit in there, nothing's going to work right. So you got to. Like I said, just these ridges here will hold the thing together once it butts up against our system. So you're just going enough just to keep the whole thing together. Now, see how I don't need to crank this thing down. You crank this thing down, I guarantee you're going to cut the life of this thing by, 100%. Probably go one more little tight. All right, but when it's screwed up or it's worn out or it hit against something, it'll stop spinning. You stripped it at that point. So you
just want to take it off one.
So we're just going to use the one. I'd like to have two. You got to do what you got to do. Get the raise out of it. All right, so we're at max right now. All right, so we're a little bit over 80. It'll drop down to about 30 or 40 once we open the valve on the other side. You got to be able to sustain at least 25, 30 PSI, operating PSI, once it starts moving. If you can't sustain that much, you got a problem. You don't have enough air to get a good coating on the rope. So we got that set. If you're doing a long run, we're just doing a little short run, but if you're doing a long run, put some air tool oil in the reservoir here. All right, and there's an Allen or a screwdriver thing you can set in there to set how fast it percolates. It's like an old-fashioned coffee pot, and you gotta have the lubricant, the air tool oil going through there. At this point, we're going to open it up. We're going to watch the discharge come there, and we're going to wait. We might see some coming out of the seal also. Now you see that? Chamber's full. We got a good seal. We got the right size seal on there because you know it's not going everywhere. Now you can really see here that I've lightened up the load on the grease. You can see the bare metal there as the groover tore off that crack. All right, when you want to work the valve here, and you can see how every once in a while. the water. Water too. Oh, that's all right. Hey. Now, come and check out this peak that's coming up. It's a big one. There it is.
How fast is that traveling right there?
20, 30 feet per minute. Pretty slow. So I got this at about 40, about half a tick. That's where the air cooler oil helps.
Hey man, that's neat. That's fantastic.
Get that on camera.
That's fantastic.
There you go. You like that?
Yeah. That's where all that.
PSI we got here about 30, 40. Yeah, we're doing good. Stack them in big loads. So they taper down as you get down to the bottom couple inches.
You can't get it.
You can't get it, so sometimes you got to scoop that out and put it in the next pail. You want to avoid putting used grease into a new pail, but this stuff will be okay. You want to keep it as clean and pure as you can.
It's very important to keep it.